All right, we welcome you back to the Medicine Garden. This is the 8 p.m. session, live recorded. We had a beautiful talk about free thought, free spirit, so many different pathways we can take on the spiritual path, and just beautiful conversations. You just have to come into the Medicine Garden. I'm sure that folks in here this evening will be able to speak on it. But I invited Kathleen here, Divinely Guided, and Emmanuel to share their soul message for the collective here tonight. And so I'll let them speak on that. And let's have Divinely Guided go first.
Good evening, everybody. I pray that everybody is well and blessed. Um, Again, Miss Rayleigh, thank you so much for this platform. The previous is amazing, absolutely amazing. And the message that I wanted to share tonight was really just about like keep going, keep going. Like whatever you're working on, whatever you're wanting to happen, keep going, keep believing. Um, I had an experience that happened in my life that so I've been on the spiritual journey since 2020, and so to me that seems like a short time, but so much has happened in this time where had learned about like law of attraction, law of assumption, manifestation, and all this stuff, and so I had this experience that happened to me recently where it made me like I got scared. I was like, oh, wait a minute, this thing is real, and I need to be so careful about my even just my thoughts and then the words that I say because our thoughts are so powerful. And then if you hold on to that thought for long enough, you'll put action behind it. And so, I'm trying to just be focused on the things that I actually want to happen in my life because again, I had just had like confirmation like this thing is real. What you put energy and effort towards, it will come true. Some things happen very fast, like, and then some things take time. But just to keep going, the Wheel of Fortune, I love that card. It's been showing up a lot in my pools lately. Um, and I was just even explaining this to my daughter, where basically my husband and I have been on the search for where we want to live and settle down. We were living as nomads for this time. And so we had been all over the place, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, up and down Florida, trying to decide where we want to settle down. And we were all over the place. And on a whim, random, we ended up in this spot and we found more than what we were looking for. And the way that it happened was quick, it was divine, it was I could, and so I was just telling my daughter, like, do you remember a couple of years ago where we had to sleep in the car, where we had to, we were trying to make it, and you were ashamed of the car that we drove and where we lived. I said, and look at us now. The home that we just purchased brought up this entire neighborhood, and when they come to deliver all these packages, they're looking like y'all don't even belong here. We don't even belong here, but we're here. We up in this piece, okay? And it is nothing but the grace of God, nothing but belief and determination. And even when things feel negative and you can't see, like, how is this going to happen, or don't believe that it's going to happen, it will. Oh my, I could be shouting and crying. Like, I'm telling you, just keep going, keep believing, and don't let people deter you from what you know, what you want. And so like now it's like you can't even tell me nothing. It's like, okay, God, oh, this how it is. Okay, so look, I'm really trying to win this lottery. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like what else do I need to do? What else do I need to work on? Just bring it to my awareness. I'm gonna heal it. I'm gonna work on it because I'm powerful. I believe in myself and I can do this. And so like that's just my message. And I'm a cheerleader too. Who needs encouragement? Like, send me an email or whatever that you're working on that you need encouragement on. And I will, you got it. Let's go. You need a reminder. You need an accountability partner. what. So that's my message. I hope that, you know, helps somebody because boy, I'm telling you, I'm on fire. And this manifestation, this law of assumption, because we passed law of attraction. This thing is on fire. So like I'm just sitting around like somebody was talking about like being cocky, whatever. I'm not being cocky. I'm just being confident. Like I'm ready now. What's up? Where is that? I'm looking around like what? So that's where I'm at. Thank y'all.
Ah, first of all, we love this energy. Keep bringing this energy. Spiritually, that is where I'm at. I'm being content and neutral right now because I'm hosting the space. But spiritually, I am with you. So thank you for sharing your testimony of just faith and patience. Because whew, this time a year ago, it was like I was being picked at by vultures. Just everything in my life, just torturous, suffering, awful. And that's coming back into my life. Restoration, healing, abundance. I keep saying angel number 7777, and I say, okay, joy, luck, prosperity. Joy. That is my portion now. I protect myself. That is my divine path. I do not allow the spirits of depression, of misfortune, of desperation to enter my aura, my field, my life. That is not the path anymore. I thank the times when I was on that path. I thank my spirit for choosing those paths to rise above it, and so I can be a testimony for other people and to build this business, to create the books. So divinely guided, where can people contact you and receive support on their journey?
Yes, I'm sorry. I have YouTube at Divinely Guided 1144, TikTok. I have a web page, yes. And I have a Facebook group that I was just chatting with somebody right before I got on that I have a Facebook group that which may sound weird to people, but I'm trying to connect with people who are on what I'm on. And I don't want to be in a group where people just are there. I want to, share knowledge. People share knowledge. That's how we learn. So I do have a Facebook group, Divinely Guided Spiritual Space, I believe it is. But there's nobody in it because people come and they just sit and they don't want to participate. And how can we grow and learn? I don't know everything. No one does. Like, I want you to share so I can learn, and I want to share, and like we share resources. And so I do have that. And I'm really trying to get clear on the direction of that. So it is available. Um, but there's nobody there but me, but I do post in it every single day, every day. So
Like, that's how it starts. We all start there, and I pray that. Well, I'll be there. I'm coming. So as we share this, I hope you guys trust that you can go feel this energy divinely guided highs because it feels great. Definitely, definitely thank you for being here, and I hope you keep coming back and that we continue to be blessed by you. And I pray that other people go and be blessed by you in your spaces as well. And just thank you for being on this journey with me. It's an honor to know you. Thank you. Okay, Tiffany, Kathleen, Emmanuel.
All right. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Okay, I'm good. All right. Well,
Tiffany, I'll have you next.
you know, do y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me good? Okay. Um, well, my soul message today, it comes from a place, especially from as a hip hopper and as a rapper, as a producer, as a music producer and as a rapper. I know that the culture of hip hop originated from black and Latino origin. And we have a lot of what you call moguls or people in hip hop that a lot of people look up to. And one of them, I would say individuals like Tupac. And Tupac, he made an album. He made an album called Me Against the World, right? So I guess like I know he lived with it sometimes of a victim mentality. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of us, we can live with that victim mentality. As much as he made so powerful music, you know what I mean? Especially Brenda Had a Baby, you know what I'm saying? Talking about a young lady, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Having a child on welfare, a child out of wedlock and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And Dear Mama and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of a voice for the black community and stuff like that. Voice for people that's under oppression, that's marginalized and stuff like that. But I guess one thing that I want to say, especially to black souls as well as white souls, the reason why I say that, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about racism. There's a lot of misunderstanding about racism, and a lot of people feel like, even like I was talking to this guy just the other day. It's a friend of mine. He's white, and I told him I was talking about, you know what I'm saying, just black power. I just put black power out there. And he was like, well, that's reverse racism. That's reverse racism. And I was just like, well, it's not what you think. A lot of people fear that the things that happen to individuals according to slavery is going to reverse onto them. You know what I'm saying? I feel as if there's going to get some type of due judgment or something like that. I know a lot of people fear that from you know what I'm saying, a white race, because I work with white rappers. I work with this guy named Mark James, who's with God Over Money and stuff like that. He's a famous rapper and stuff like that by the name of Bumps Inf and stuff like that. So like when it comes to just racial reconciliation and stuff like that, I do want to bring a voice out there, not just from a black voice, but also from a white voice. Why do I say white voice? Because I did an ancestry test, ancestry.com. There's a lot of people like in PBS, they talk about that and stuff. We forget that I'm not just black, I'm also white because I'm a Taylor. And a Taylor is, you know what I'm saying, I know the ancestry behind, you know what I'm saying, my background in that. I know the ancestry that my great 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 grandmother was white, and my great 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 grandfather was black, and just so happened they got married, and just so happened they created individuals like me, who's 100% black and 100% white. So you know what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of ancestry, a lot of people not tapping into when it comes to their bloodstream, and ancestry.com. This is scientific facts. This is scientific facts. You know what I'm saying? When you got ancestry that you know that you got from Anglo-Saxon, you know what I'm saying, the angel tribe. That's what they call it, Anglo-Saxon. That's the angel tribe. So there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of confusion sometimes that go across it, because I talk to, you know what I'm saying, I heavily, you know, deal with diversity and stuff like that just in hip hop. And it's like, you know, you got, it's the hip hop is becoming extremely diverse, but this is just hip hop is a huge global culture, and it does affect everybody, you know what I'm saying, that's in the American psyche, you know what I'm saying, because hip hop is an American music. It's an Americana. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's still even struggles with, you know, adapting hip hop with Americana. That's Nashville country music. This is hip hop is country music. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I mean, it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, misunderstanding behind that. So I want to say, just as a voice, you know what I'm saying, for individuals that may be in the understanding that mystery behind it, just getting beyond the black and white binary, you know what I'm saying? Something that was invented to divide black and white, something that was created to divide black and white, but actually allowing that black and white to unite in realizing the bloodstreams that we have in that red blood, in that red blood. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like a preacher now. But you know what I'm saying? But in that red blood, you know what I'm saying? Just finding just finding that unity, because truthfully, I want to say, like, something that Tupac missed, and I think a lot of people get caught in that, especially in the black communities. Me against the world. The world is not against us. That's my voice for today. That's my voice for today. The universe is not against us. The universe is in our favor. The universe has our favor. You know what I'm saying? The universe has all of our favor. No matter where you come from, no matter what background, you know what I'm saying? I know it's a lot of poor whites as much as it is poor blacks. I mean, I've experienced that. I mean, I did music with a cut with my homie Mark James Bumps Inf, you know what I'm saying? And he just the whole idea of being shunned by society, you know what I'm saying, shunned by society for having, you know what I'm saying, not having a father, you know what I'm saying, fatherless, you know what I'm saying. It's a ton of white as much as black fatherless homes out there and stuff like that. But I think the biggest problem is when we get down to science, sometimes we don't realize how red we are all together, how red we are in our bloodstreams all together, you know what I'm saying. And I just want to just tell you, like, just like, even heavily for the black community, just that, you know what I'm saying, it's not me against the world. It's not me against the world. You know what I'm saying? The world is not against us. The world is for us. The world is for us. We don't have to feel as if we don't have to feel as if, you know what I'm saying, we getting up out the bed and just like, what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? I mean, there's a lot of been, I mean, realizing there's been a lot of changes what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? There's been a humongous evolving of communities. Been a humongous evolving of it. You know what I'm saying? I was just looking at Ti talking to this lady. I forgot her name. She was like a teacher. She was a white teacher, but she was just like really heavily involved with Angela Davis, which Angela Davis is a connection with the Black Panthers and stuff like that. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding just behind just a lot of the stuff that went down back in the days, not understanding that 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 the laws was totally different from there is now. That things are evolved now where there's black and white integration that's going on, especially in hip hop. Because I say hip hop because hip hop is basically a street culture. It's a culture that wasn't institutionalized. It's a culture that came straight from the streets. You know what I'm saying? When people had nothing, they was dirt poor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know my mother struggles with poverty right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even myself, just like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to desiring to get over the mountain of certain debts that I have and stuff like that, and getting back into the music industry and stuff like that. And I'm starting to realize a whole lot more and more because I'm on the west side. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I live in Phoenix, Arizona now, Rebirth City, Phoenix, Arizona. And just so happened, what I'm saying, LA, the West Coast and stuff like that. They talking about how the West Coast is emerging with hip hop and stuff like that. But a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they don't, there was a heavy population of black consciousness rap, black consciousness music and stuff like that. And I guess now that's why I guess I want to get into psychology. And I'm just being as a brother right now, you know what I mean? I'm not, you know what I'm saying, not even trying to push my business really hard, but just kind of push myself as a brother, a soul brother, a brother to the universe, a brother to the family of the universe. You know what I'm saying? I got a Twitter page, and it has my number on the Twitter line. So you can see my number on there. So if anybody wants to reach out to me, it's Manny Monarch on Twitter. And you can just call me up. I put my number out there. Well, it's a business number and stuff like that. You got so many numbers this day and age, Google Voice and everything like that. You got so many ways to reach people, but don't nobody want to be connected. It's like crazy. You know what I'm saying? We only find so one thing to be connected, and we got so much connection this day and age, but everybody want to be distance. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's some change coming, and I think this is where it starts right here. Just knowing that the universe is in your favor. It's not me against the world. Tupac probably knew that one time. He knew it was about a spark that'll change the world. You know what I'm saying? And we got sparks out here. Just so happen, you know what I'm saying, make that fire light up. It didn't already happen already. So it's just like, hey, just keep making that fire burn, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, brother of the universe. And you're speaking, I don't know if you know, but you have a very prophetic voice. Kathleen, we did not plan this. So thank you for coming up every week and continuing to share your voice. And I hope people do contact you. Be careful with that phone number now. People will contact you. And I'm excited for your ministry to start. And just thank you for all you do. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your journey with us so vulnerably and powerfully. And I'm praying for your journey, and I thank you. Tiffany?
Hello, everyone. It's morning where I am. I was about to go to bed, but I felt like I should come back on. So, Emmanuel, my fiance is actually a rap artist. He went to film a cipher today. So, what you're saying is resonating with me. Hip hop is, it's something global. I'm in Ghana. So he's a Ghanaian hip hop artist, and there's a very big hip hop scene like in the local language here. And I realize like even in Asian countries in South America, it's just very much a language of communicating. It's poetry basically. It's an art form, and I really do appreciate that we have people who are not just conscious but aware in the hip hop sphere, because I really do believe that, especially people who are in hip hop, who are into that level of expression, like they really do need that voice. So I appreciate that. Um, Concerning, I'll just touch on the racism thing a little bit. Um, what I've been getting in my spirit about racism and like what we're seeing in the US today is kind of like an uprising, like a triggering of all of this energy that's been buried beneath the surface, and then it's coming up for us who are aware to clear it. And what I've realized is that whiteness, even more than white supremacy, whiteness is a construct where the people who are wealthy, who are light skinned, who are Caucasian, they're at the top of the pyramid. They're like the standard by which everybody else is supposed to live. But in actuality, it's something that was invented because there was a time when Italian people and Irish people were not considered white. They were considered ethnic in America, and they were ostracized and put on the margins like Black people were. I saw on YouTube there was a woman who was a Black woman who was alive after slavery ended, and during the Reconstruction, she had a parcel of land um, that the government gave to her, and she struck oil on the land, and she became very wealthy. And the government in her state was trying to reclassify her as white because she was so wealthy. And she ended up moving out of the state into somewhere that was less dysfunctional. But it's a part of the fact that there's so many people who are white who expect Black people to like rise up in this kind of backlash. And they've been afraid of that for centuries. I remember reading that Thomas Jefferson said, "I tremble for my country because my God is a just God." And he knew that what goes around comes around. And so I know that a lot of people in the white class have been expecting backlash for a while, but it's because it's the nature of this whiteness construct to be violent. And so if you engage in that construct, you expect violence. And it affects people who are not classified as white. It affects women because it attempts to suppress women and make it so that women are not stepping fully into their power. And that's what has been on my spirit today, is the way that women are kind of tricked out of embodying their power, even though for 25,000 years of but the world, in 25,000 years, humans have been worshiping feminine deities and recognizing the role of the feminine in spirituality. And it was only fairly recently that the Abrahamic religions in particular, decided they needed to squash that. But there was a time where the feminine divinity and the masculine divinity were recognized as two forces that work together. And it's one of the roles of whiteness, of the whiteness construct, to flatten and to standardize and to compartmentalize things that cannot be controlled. And if they can't be controlled, we'll go in and we'll figure out a way to control it. Living in the West, I live in West Africa now, and I realize that living in the West, you learn there's certain things you don't talk about, like death. We don't talk about death. We don't have rituals around death. We take birth for granted. We basically standardize everything. Everybody has a social security number. Everybody has a house number. Everybody has a street. Everybody, you can find these days. You can find anybody online. Like it's not, well, not with me, but in the U.S., I realize you can find anybody online now. And I haven't been in the U.S. since 2013. Things have changed drastically since I left. And I realized people are surveilled so much because of that insane desire to control, this insane desire to control which neighborhood, who lives in, this desire to control what women do with their bodies, this desire, it's like things that should not be under the control of anybody, especially not anybody who is living predominantly within their ego. They shouldn't be trying to touch those things. Like you shouldn't try to control death or control nature, and it doesn't stop whiteness from trying. And again, I don't mean white people, I mean the whiteness construct that takes white people and places them at the top of the pyramid. And I think right now, it's the role of people who are aware to realize that and not necessarily engage in the fighting that's going on, but to be aware of it. And if we do engage, we engage mindfully and we engage from a place of knowing that all of this coming up, of course, if you're a person of color, you know that none of this is new. But we still get triggered, we still get excited, and we still want to engage. But the challenge is to engage mindfully, and the challenge is to transmute that energy, not to react in violence, not to react verbal violence or gaslighting, or just being an open presence, just being able to hold space for what's happening. And also at the same time, having the strength to embody your power, especially as a woman, me as a woman, me as a woman of African descent, me as a single mother. That has been something that I've been trying my best to deal with. I've had to do a lot of unlearning. But if we can meet these times in such a way that there's some balance, if we can find some balance, if we cannot be polarized and find that place where we can embody divinity and display it to others, I think is the most important thing. And women especially, because it's so much, I feel it in my body every day. It's just so much violence toward women. And not only that, but men, there's a epidemic of men who are just depressed and they're aimless today. They don't have anything to look forward to. They join up with these radical groups that don't mean them well. And it's because of the imbalance. And if we can just find that place where we can embody our power and find our balance so that we can restore some wholeness to the world again, despite all the division and the confusion. It's like that's the challenge now, just to be the balance, just by embodying more of divinity and just being that balance. And that's what I have to share today.
Such beautiful words spoken with such power and love and clarity. Thank you. It was a gift to listen to you, not only for me, I think everyone who's listening now and who will listen later, for speaking the words that we get tired of having to say. And I've turned my angst, right, with the world and my pains and my traumas into poetry, which comes across through how I speak in my universal tongue with my messages. So just thank you for gifting me space to breathe and to listen and to know I'm not alone in how I think, and I don't always have to express how I think in the fear of judgment, or you get tired of having to argue. I'm not here to argue with anyone about what's the right or wrong way to live life. Can we just connect? And thank you for bringing us back to that mindful presence, and thank you for speaking your truth with boldness and just pure love. That was all love there. Yes, it's thoughts, it's opinion, but that's pure love still. That should be honored and heard. And I hope that you continue to speak and share with us. Thank you, Tiffany. Tiffany Solberg. Beautiful. Kathleen, will you close us out and share your thoughts for tonight?
Sure. So Raileigh before said that she didn't plan this. Because after Divinely Guided spoke and Emmanuel spoke, both of you are on paths that I had told her I needed guidance on. So that's why she thought that was funny. And the universe planned it. So I just wanted to share that. I am hip hop. I found a few years ago the book by KRS-One, The Gospel of Hip Hop, and I just started reading it, and it confirmed everything that I felt, everything that I knew inside from the first page that I read. And as Andrea shared before, that even though I felt it and I knew it, I had a knowing, I needed confirmation at that time, because whenever I told anybody, I really think hip hop is the answer to save the world. The looks, the people thought I was nuts. But when I started reading the Gospel of Hip Hop, I got my answer. And I've always listened to hip hop since I was in high school and before that. And so that's the journey that I'm on. But listening to all of you is, it just, and I don't need confirmation anymore. I'm in that place. Like Divinely Guided said, it's not cocky. We just know who we are. We don't seek outside of ourselves for validation anymore. We have to be okay with ourselves. And everything that Tiffany said as well with the whiteness, I agree 110% with you. The system is definitely broken. We, in this society, everybody wants to put money in front of anything. And in my opinion, that puts everything else last. And we don't get to the other stuff. We don't get to the love. We don't get to any of the important stuff. Like I spoke earlier about the foundation. If you don't have a foundation, you can't build a house. The foundation can't be money. And a lot of people have their foundation as money. And the rich can keep it so because they have the money. I have seen so many wonderful products and things of that nature out there, and I did not grow up with money. I know a lot of people out there who still don't have money, who need the guidance, who need the support. And it's hard for me to even find the avenue to, because I want to be coaching, to ask for money to do it. Because it's something I love. It's something God has asked me to do. In addition, I'm learning all this stuff about hip hop. I have spirits speaking to me, and I have no idea what they're saying. I have no idea what to do with it. But we need to make this world a better place. We need to help each other. We need to lift each other up. Divinely guided. When you said you were a cheerleader, it completely resonated with me, because I am all about, I never had that. And I am all about being the change, about being what I needed someone to be for me. Right. So I am happy to meet each one of you, and I look forward to continuing on my path, and following the divine where it takes me. And I'm just so excited. I try to keep high energy. I try to transmute everything into love. And it frustrates me when I see other people and I'm like, look, we have to look at the positives. You know, I interviewed for a job the other day. I got noticed yesterday that I didn't get the job. I told my friend about it, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, it's okay. I say rejection is God's protection. That job wasn't meant for me. Move along. You know, and if we transmute everything in this world into love, and we focus on ourselves and we don't worry about what the guy next door is doing, unless it's interfering with us, we could have world peace. I'm just saying. But it's a matter of getting everybody else on board. And that's what I think hip hop is a huge part of doing. I believe. Excuse me. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Thank you, Raileigh, for having this forum. I think it's fantastic. And I really look forward to continuing my journey and interacting with all of you in my new community. Very excited. So thank you, everybody, for sharing as well.
Thank you. We're all vibing in here, and I can tell like some of y'all can really truly be friends in person. People I made connections with from this platform have invited me to go visit them across the world, and I'm serious. Don't invite me somewhere, I won't come through. And that's the beautiful part about being a life coach, Kathleen, is you truly walk with people's journey. You make connections, and yes, we offer all types of gifts, and it's okay to receive from it. It's a special path. It's not everyone's path. Not everyone can get on a platform struggling outside of this call, starving, cold, depressed, sad. Like, we've all been there. I've gotten on coaching calls where I am literally starving, and I'm cold and heartbroken and in pain, and my car is broken down. And I'm still on here. I'm still able to turn all that into the power and the peace and the love that I promised. And so thank you for taking that energy, whatever's going on outside this call. Thank you for putting it aside and speaking love, not only to us, but to yourself and to everyone who's going to listen later. So I truly feel love in this space. I will continue to share it with you. I will pray for you. Some of you I'm in touch with through email, and I'll continue to do so. I'm always here for you. Just thank you. I hope to see you again, and I look forward to seeing you ascend in the ways that your soul is guiding you, and that you do it boldly and bravely.
Can I share real quick before you stop?
Yeah.
I want to share my email address. If
Yes.
anybody, so it's Kathleen Fazzino, KATHLEEN F as in Frank, A, Z as in zebra, Z as in zebra, INO @gmail.com. And on Instagram, I'm Kat Faz, KATFAZZ.
Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Don't forget, there's the WhatsApp group if you guys want to talk after this. And just thank you. Hope to see you again soon. Have a beautiful rest of your night or morning. Peace and love.